Hello there, this is Nikolai, the manga boomer.
And I am Kai, the anime zoomer. And this is our podcast, Anime Zoomer.
And manga boomer. Hello there. In today's episode, we're going to talk about one specific show. It's One Piece, a favorite for both of us. I think in the beginning, we're going to talk about our history of the show. For me, I started watching One Piece in elementary school like 20 years ago. I could say I'm one of the OG guys. I watched it after school in TV. Those were golden ages of anime. I came back from elementary school and I watched One Piece, Naruto, Dragon Ball, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Captain Tsubasa. It's like good times. How did you start watching One Piece?
For me, it was kinda the same, but um, uh, it wasn't myself that introduced me to One Piece. I had a friend in what's Grundschule called in English
Elementary
again?
school.
Elementary school, and he watched some One Piece. And when I was at his place, then he said, "Yo, let's watch One Piece," and I was like, "Okay, fine, whatever." So then we watched One Piece, but mm, it was only one episode, and I thought it was cool looking, but I was I was never going further than that until when I met you.
Yes. The funny thing is, I started One Piece in elementary school with a friend too, and his name was Kai as well. I already told you that.
Yeah, it's actually funny.
So,
But disclaimer: we are talking about newest chapters
yes, we
and
will
stuff.
spoil. It's easier when we are talking about the whole series, like One Piece or like the Chainsaw Man. We are going to spoil everything until the current state of it.
Yeah.
So then, why do you like One Piece and why it's one of your favorites?
Mm. For me, it was definitely a turning point when Arlong Park, or when I watched Arlong Park. Um, all before that was okay for me and wasn't that interesting. But then uh, one one moment from Arlong Park where Sanji, Luffy,
The war.
Zoro watched into Arlong Park with overtaken in the background. Wow, it was hooking for me. After that, I got really invested in One Piece.
For me, it was kind of similar, but one arc earlier. For me, it made click when I watched the Barati arc. I thought Zoro versus Mihawk was cool, Sanji's backstory was cool, the Owner Jeff moment.
But Bharati was after Arlong.
No.
Oh, yeah, true. Arlong, Bara- Bharati was before Arlong. That's right. Nami left.
And Sanji joined after
Yeah,
Barati.
yeah.
So, do you want to talk about some hot takes? Should we say go for favorite arcs characters? Do you have any
Um,
specific quest that you want to
um,
go about?
have you heard about the theory that the one guy from last chapter is supposedly the brother of Chunks?
Yes. The one silhouette.
Yeah,
Where you have
I
the
think.
panel where all of the silhouettes are mirrored and there's one guy at the bottom.
Yep.
Yes, I heard that as well. I mean, the evil Shanks theory goes a bit further than that.
Yep.
Example, when Shanks was by the Gorosei.
Yeah. But I think it's kind of bullshit that there's an brother that we don't know.
But that is what makes the One Piece community funny and likable. Theories are at times so dumb and so funny. For example,
Yes,
the famous one was that Zoro kills Kaido for some reason. Or that the raid is going to fail.
yeah. I heard some really funny ones, but I don't remember them right now.
Crocodile is a woman and Luffy's mother.
Oh
It's a good
yeah,
one.
Dude,
Theory is
it's
so fun.
still up to this point that somebody's
People are still arguing for it.
yeah. But I think it's more a joke
It kinda
right now.
is. But it's still funny, so.
I think Luffy's mother never gets revealed, I think.
I don't
Or
think
maybe
so
at the
either.
end of One Piece.
It's emo cover. One Piece theories are quite nice.
Definitely. There are some really special ones.
Yes. But at most of the time, no, none of them are true. But it's still fun to think about it.
Hmm. But do you remember which one is my favorite character from One Piece?
I'm not sure about if you have told me. It's not Zoro. This would be too obvious.
I think you should know that. Because I have a plushie of him.
I don't remember right now. Who is it?
It's Chopper.
I never told me. It's Chopper. Thought it would be some badass Zuma fighting guy.
No, I like Chopper. Whenever I see Chopper, I'm like, yeah, Chopper, let's go.
I like the old Chopper way more than the newer one.
Yeah, that's true.
But the newer one
Uh,
is cuter, so I can understand why.
But he doesn't get enough screen time and his bounty is too low. Because
But I think that's quite funny. He's a pet.
yeah, everyone thinks that he's a pet.
Yes. Then
So,
I can flip at end. Do you know who my character is? My favorite character is.
um, I don't remember to be honest. Is it Sanji?
No, I'm a Zoro stan. But Zoro is not my
Oh,
favorite character.
from One Piece or
From
favorite?
from One Piece. My favorite One Piece character is Katakuri.
Oh, okay. I should have known that.
Or Oden is the second close contender.
Yeah, because you talk a lot about Oden or Katakuri.
The Oden flashback is really good.
Yeah, but
If I should talk about the Oden flashback, then I can ask you another question. Because for
yes,
me, the Oden flashback is probably my favorite stretch of One Piece.
stretch. You mean
Part.
what? Oh, yeah.
I said stretch because stretch doesn't have to be an arc.
Ah, okay.
Because Oden flashback as Oden as a character, because it's a flashback, it's very dramatic. There are stakes because of the scene with Oden at the end where he gets boiled. It's so emotional. You have a
True.
Whitebeard and Roger clash. You see Shanks, Blackbeard, and Buggy as kids. Oden is just a cool character.
Yeah,
He could have been a
definitely.
MC from another show. It's that good.
Hmm. But you wanted me to ask what my best stretch is, right?
Yes. What's your favorite?
Um, Definitely in this lobby where the straw hats are standing on those pillars or something, and
When they are fighting
uh,
CP9.
no, when Robin is crying and begging that she wants to live.
Oh no, I not my favorite scene with Stretcher and me and What are so, for example, you mean just a scene, not a stretch?
Yeah, then overall, Enies Lobby
Yes.
is the best arc for me. Because Enies Lobby had Gear
So
2 and Gear 3.
yes. It's for me probably second or third in this lobby
Huh? Why?
because old flashback is better.
So you mean Wano is better than Enies Lobby?
No. Wano is in my hot take. That's why I didn't use the word arc.
Ah, okay.
That's why I used the wording. Because Enies Lobby is. If I use arc, then Marineford or Enies Lobby would be number one.
Yeah, Marineford was also very good, but is my second favorite.
Unfortunately, Marineford got spoiled for me. That Ace died.
Ah,
If I didn't
yeah.
know it, it could have been my favorite. By the way, Whitebeard also a candidate for my favorite character. Whitebeard is a goat.
Oh yeah. He was standing there, getting stabbed, getting shot at.
It's an iconic panel where the numbers are counted from his wounds.
Mm. And and the One Piece is
It's real.
real.
Yes.
Oh, I like the meme. We get matcha, yeah.
Yeah, well, Whitebeard says, we have a Whitebeard panel and he says something.
Uh,
Where you put in some random words which are matching what you want to talk about with a meme. It's a nice meme template. That's what I wanted to say.
yeah. Sadly, he hadn't any blood armor.
Yes. Another theory, by the way, is that Whitebeard's coming back as a shadow with
Ah,
Moria, that I heard.
how?
Blackbeard could have Whitebeard's and Ace's no, not Ace's body, but Whitebeard's body somehow. And he has Moria, and Moria puts a shadow in his body.
Ah, I see. Just like Nightmare Luffy, right?
Yes, because there has to be a purpose that Moria visited Blackbeard. There
When
are a
the,
lot of theories because of that. Or that undead Roger spawns somehow. Or undead Zevek.
Hmm. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. It seems maybe
I wouldn't like
possible.
it either. But I
It
heard it.
it could be possible, but
Yes.
I don't think so. Another theory that I heard. Uh, what was it again? Uh, I don't remember. Shit, I don't remember.
Do you remember your theory?
I think it was something like Ene coming back from the moon.
Enel comeback.
Yeah, that he will be coming back and goes for the One Piece or
Yes, it's a
something.
moment in the final war when
Yeah,
lightning strikes.
but I don't know. It would be nice if we could see Ene again.
There's another theory with Enel and Skypiea. You know, theory that Skypiea is One Piece in a condensed form?
Yeah, yeah, I know that.
It's also a nice one.
So you mean with the right eye or something?
Yes, from the island.
Yeah.
That is missing from. Plus that Enel and Imu are kinda mirrored because both are godly figures. And
Mm.
the Enel destroyed the city from the I don't know how the people are called.
Uh,
The people who live
yeah.
from Skype who have wings at the back. Not the indigenous people, the Shandians, the other guys.
Mm, yeah.
They crushed their city. It looks kinda like Emo when Emo crushed this one island.
True, true.
Do you
Could
want
al-
to hear a wild hot take?
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Wano is the most disappointing arc.
Phew, that's a heavy hot take, for sure.
I mean, it had like 10 years of build up. In the end, it was just ass pulls. Top tier villains where a lot of potential were wasted. It was too long. I think
Yeah,
the ending was not satisfying.
yeah, it was definitely too long. I can agree with that, but I think for me, personally, I think the ending was okay. It, it wasn't that bad.
I think Kaido had such a good potential to be a good villain. He had so much build up. He had such an aura when he was fighting on the screen. But
But
stick with
what should
his.
have happened with him then?
He should have a character, a better backstory. His backstory was just shoehorned in so that he has one flashback. So, for example, Kaido is just a depressive guy who talks about how, I can't be Joy Boy, so nobody can. That he wants to find Joy Boy.
Yeah,
If he would seen, for example, how did he know that he isn't Joy Boy? How did he find out? What was his journey? What was his failure that he became so depressed? There could have been so much more, but he's just a fighty guy.
yeah.
But he's good being a fighty guy. He looks cool, menacing, especially in the anime.
Dude, he won twice against Luffy.
Yes, that's the second thing. Yes, Gear 5 is cool, but how Luffy won is an ass pull and goes against the story. Because the narrator said, if you have a one-on-one, oh, it's better on Kaido. And in the end, it was a straight 1v1. Because beside from 2 attacks from Zoro, everyone else at the rooftop was useless while fighting Kaido. Besides Luffy, of course. Kid,
But
Law, and Killer were doing shit to damage Kaido.
yeah, yeah. Those two were struggling against Big Mama even.
Big Mom is another wasted character on
Yeah,
Wano. In Whole Cake, she was so cool, so menacing. She was so strong. You feared her. On Wano, she was doing nothing.
true.
Oda just wanted to write her out of a story because he wants to finish it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's okay. It's okay. So we can finally get to the end.
Yeah, but I think 10 years of build up, the hype was so enormous, and it wasn't met. It wasn't even close. For me, at least.
I think it was fine for me.
I mean, the highlights from the anime are still cool.
Gear 5 was something else, and we waited for it so long to see it, and it was satisfying to see it.
Even though it's an asshole.
Even though it's an asshole.
Plus, I do think in Wano, Oda had really much trouble with power scaling.
Yeah, yeah,
For example, you can tell me that King and Queen do not know any Haki, the basic armament Haki, because they were not using it. Neither in the anime, not in the manga. In the anime, at some scenes, but the manga is the canon one.
Didn't they use it? I don't remember
Not
that.
really.
Okay, I don't remember that.
Maybe it wasn't shown in the manga and the anime. You're not seeing it anywhere. Like, for example, King is coating his sword in Haki.
Oh, okay. But the king against Zoro fight was so sick.
Wano has definitely some of the best moments, but the whole story of Wano is. For me, it wasn't it. For example, another highlight in Wano was Zoro versus Killer. This scene was cool as well. Where Zoro used the scythe in his mouth.
True.
This
Yeah.
looked sick.
But Dressrosa was better, to be honest. Dressrosa was awesome.
Dressrosa has the same problems for me. It's too
Huh.
long.
What do you mean it's too long? It's nice.
It's
It's
over
good.
100 episodes. 5
Yeah, but
minutes of every episode are filler, which are skippable.
yeah, but the manga is fine.
Too long as well.
No, if it was fine. Manga
You
was.
can watch a video from Grantland review about it. It's an hour long. It's a really good video. Let me ask you a question. How many characters are in Dressrosa?
Too much.
Over 100. You didn't need every random in the Colosseum.
I don't remember everyone from the Colosseum even.
Yes. Dressrosa gets carried by Law and Dofi. And Fujitawa, he was cool as well.
Fujitowa was so cool.
Yes. But for example, I don't like Dofi's family. They are kind of whack.
Yeah. but one thing, Pika's voice, love and voice.
This was funny when Zoro and Luffy were laughing at him.
Yeah.
So
Oh man.
for me, a better arc than Dressrosa was actually Whole Cake. That could be another hot take because I don't think that many people like hot take. Like Whole Cake.
Yeah, I'm one of that guys.
I think the setting just sounds cool. You have a mafia family who's living in a Disney world where everything has soul and can sing. And then you are throwing in some science fiction Nazis as well and combine that somehow. Sounds awesome.
The science fiction Nazis.
The German,
Oh yeah.
they have a Nazi wife and are science fiction. Can't
Okay.
deny that.
I never thought about that, to be honest. I was.
Plus, I think Luffy with Katakuri is still the best fight.
Yeah, it was a really good fight, to be honest. Yeah.
Plus, you can learn so much about the characters from them because they're the mirror from each other. If you want to go deep, there are a lot of videos where you can learn interesting facts about the fight.
But for me, Germa 66 was a big, big disappointment.
They are so weak.
Dude, what the fuck? I
But
thought they were the strongest assassins or something.
at least kinda strong.
Yeah. But they were so weak.
Mm.
Why?
They don't need to be like Yonko level, but at least one of them could be strong enough to beat a Yonko commander or something, so that it makes sense that they are feared.
Yeah.
But
But they
the scene was cool when Sanji was freeing his family. When they
yeah.
were frozen at the chair from the Parolin guy with a big lollipop. We used Diablo Jumbo to stomp it away and showed that
Mhm.
he was above them. Awesome scene.
But Luffy's resolve was something else there.
Yes.
He was beat up by Sanji and still waited for him to come
Yes.
back.
Sanji in general was really good in this arc. Before
Yeah.
Whole Cake, I thought Sanji was mid. His fights were okay, but he was an annoying, pervy guy with not that cool of a personality. But after Whole Cake, I can respect the man. Do you have a hot take?
A hot take. Um, a hot take. Not a hot take, but for me, the next arc is definitely Elbaf.
Yes.
So Eckert is complete now because they
In
are
the
sailing
newest
away.
chapter it was concluded.
Yeah, the Gurusei are thrown away by the Haki of the giant robot.
Mm.
So they will definitely sail to the island of the giants because the giants are with them. So
Yes. I think if we are talking about Eckert, I think Eckert is one of the best arcs as well. It
ah,
it has so cool reveals, so much fight, such cool fights. Plus the story is condensed, short and to the point. Not like the mega arcs before it. It
yeah,
has a
it's
quick and effective story. It has a really good flashback with Kuma and Bonnie.
yeah, the Kuma flashback was really something else.
It has the same qualities that Wano, Dressrosa, Whole Cake have, just with around 30 or 40 chapters less.
But one
But it feels
question,
like it.
one question.
Yes.
Where is Bonnie right now in the latest chapter? I've I haven't seen her.
I haven't read the latest chapter, I just watched the summary video.
I think she's going with the droids, and I'm pretty sure about that.
Yes. I mean, she has to. Where should she stay at the island? I think there's no other way.
She becomes the new Straw Hat, and that's my hot take. She becomes the new Straw Hat.
Bold prediction, but it makes sense. Because
She
if you
has this. She has Nika abilities.
yes, and if you think about it, Yamato and Vivi are already steroids. They are just not sailing with the crew.
True, true.
So they can't become a new steroids because they are already. So Bonnie is the
Yeah,
next one in line that who makes sense.
but I think she will sail with the Straw Hats.
Yes. At least till Elbaf. She
Mm,
has to, I think.
I think even after Elbaf.
Could be a possibility. I have another hot take. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, let me hear it.
I don't think that the Thriller Bark arc is that as bad as the community thinks it is. Because from what
I d-
I see, the community hates this arc.
For me, it's only okay.
Its only problem is that it's between Enies Lobby and Sabaody.
Mm,
It's between two really good ones.
yeah, yeah.
Because I think in the first half it's a fun adventure arc. It has some of the funniest scenes. For example, when the zombie was coming out of its grave looking threatening, and Luffy just shoves it back in. The scene is so funny.
For me, my hot take is that I don't like Sabaody that much.
Yeah.
I don't, I don't, I don't know why, but Sabaody is just boring for me.
I liked because it has a cool setup. It showed us all with Supernova, another general admiral. It showed that we are definitely too weak.
Yeah,
Plus, it had a dramatic ending.
uh, that uh, that is no property of destroyeds, you mean?
No, not where Kuma zapped them away with all the straw hats.
Oh,
Sabaody.
oh yeah. I was at Fishman Island right now.
Fishman Island is an arc which I don't like.
Yeah, me neither.
It's has
Sabaody
well
is
too long.
okay.
The fights in Fishman Island were lame,
Yeah.
but the meaning of it was cool. The story about racism. That was the only good part, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oda told that story really well. You could learn something from this one.
And the specific scene from Shirahoshi was
Ah,
yeah, that was good.
yeah. Fishman Island was just a showcase arc after the time skip.
Yeah, true. But it was definitely something else when Luffy defeated 15,000 or something.
with a Haki.
Yeah,
Yes.
it
Just
was a lot.
flex. Yes. So, are there any aspects of One Piece that you don't like? Because I have a lot. Not a lot, but more than a few.
Definitely that it's so long.
Yes.
It could have been much shorter.
I think the problem with it being too long is that there's too much shit, which makes the
Mhm.
show not enjoyable to watch or to read. Because I
Yeah.
think when I read the manga now, the pages are so cluttered. Because every character needs to have some screen time. There are some minuscule panels where characters say something you can't even see it, but Oda needs to box them in.
Mhm.
The reading flow is not good. And in the
Yeah.
anime, every character needs to have a reaction when, for example, Zoro does a hype attack and needs to make an open mouth.
Mhm. But the newest chapters are revealing so much.
A lot of plot and laws revealed.
Yeah, that's why it's so full right now.
Yes. I mean, Wano had the same problem. In the fights, everyone was fighting. There are 20 fights going on at the same time.
Mm.
This was too much.
Yeah, it was too many different fights at the same time.
Yes. Plus,
But
you can
uh,
continue.
later on, it was just Luffy versus Kaido, and it was the final fight.
Yes. I think when the filler fights were done, it was good in Wano.
Filler fights?
The fights which are kinda useless.
You
Or
mean
which you.
Black Maria versus Robin?
Yeah, so fights that are not as hype as, for example, Zoro vs King, Sanji vs Queen.
Huh? They were so much hype.
Yes, I said fights which were not as hype.
So, yeah.
You wanted that those fights which kinda sucked, were finished. You can see more of a hype fights. For
Yeah,
example, how
definitely.
what were the name of the ninjas? This fight was so long. You are standing there for 30 chapters burning
True
between the
that.
two ninjas and doing their jutsu.
True. Yeah. Oh, you mean Laizo versus
Yes,
the
so
other one?
Reizo, this
The
was the name.
traitor versus
Yes,
the traitor.
yes. This fight was so long.
Yeah. But it was splitted, so it was acceptable.
Yes.
But it was in one of the most important moments. Then we saw the fight between those two.
Yes,
That was
you
annoying.
had Luffy versus Kaido fighting, and they were cutting to Reizo standing there and doing his jutsu.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's also a negative point that when there's a big fight, then there has to be a cut to a smaller fight
Yes.
sometimes.
That's a
And
problem of One Piece in general. You don't have that many continuous fights. Also, a
mm,
fight where you have, for example, 2 or 3 episodes. Just
yeah,
this one fight. Or at least one episode of fighting. You have always something else.
yeah, or maybe they cut to another fight.
Yes. That's why the Zoro and King episode is probably the best episode from Wano. Or Luffy vs Katakuri, the Gear 4 Snake Man one.
Yeah, so
Because,
they really focused on that episode.
yes, for
And
example, when you had the Gear 5 episode, there were only 10 minutes of Gear 5 in the first one.
yeah, and then there was a cut to Hiyori, which no one cared about
With
then.
flashback or something.
Yeah, it's a problem from One Piece.
Another problem I have with One Piece that the art in the manga is not as good as it used to be.
Yeah,
But
I mean, the animation's getting better, that's true. But the manga, yeah.
the anime animations are insane. The recent episode where Garp finally did his one attack after 20 years. The
Yeah.
Galaxy Impact. This was good. It was a really good animation.
True. Yeah, but I can see where you're going with the statement. Maybe it will get better in the next arc. We will see.
Yes. I think Oda needs a bit more time
Yeah, and
per chapter.
he hasn't. He shouldn't rush too much
Yes.
with with texts and stuff. He puts a lot of text, so
He needs to
it's
explain a lot.
yeah.
It's cool that you have, because of that, you have a lot of stuff in the chapter. You can have a lot of theories, what of stuff is said, but if you're reading a volume of One Piece, it's going to take a while.
It feels like a light novel.
Kinda is. So, reading the manga is suboptimal right now.
Yes,
But
but it
for me, watching the anime is suboptimal as well because of the pacing.
definitely it's so annoying, and a lot of people complain about it.
Yes.
And yeah, I can understand them.
In a normal anime, there should be 2 or 3 chapters adapted. In your normal, typical shonen action show. One Piece has, at most of the time, barely 1 chapter.
Yeah.
If the anime was a good adaptation, there should be like 400, 500 episodes at max. But
Yeah.
we have over 1,000.
I mean, the manga is 1,100 episode chapters
Chapters.
deep,
Mm.
so it should be around 1,000 episodes only. Not how much do
You
we have
mean,
right now?
no, you mean 400 episodes and not 1,000.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, maybe 500 if you want to have some filler.
true. Yeah.
So that's kind of another hot take. There is right now no optimal way to consume One Piece,
Mm, yeah.
which is a shame.
Just cling to it, I guess, and
Yes.
it will get better at Elbaf.
I mean, we still enjoy the story, so
Definitely,
suboptimal
yeah.
doesn't mean bad. We are both fans. We rate the
Bad, you
series very
mean
highly.
like Jujutsu Kaisen right now?
Yes, for example.
Uh, it's so much frauding in Jujutsu Kaisen right now.
Has such a downfall.
uh,
Then now, I have another question. You were talking about it a bit before. What are your favorite moments of One Piece? You named one before, so
yep, that's my top one. My most favorite one is definitely the Robin moment.
understandable. Good moment.
Uh, Another one is definitely. Mm, oh,
Whitebeard's death, we've talked about it before. It's
yep.
for me one of the top moments.
Um, Also, when Luffy ringed the bell on Gaipia,
Cool and underrated moment, I think. Nobody talks about it.
yeah,
I
because
think
some a lot of guys skipped Gaipia. I hear
it's
that.
fraudulent behavior. For me, one of the coolest moments is when actually Katakuri was falling on his back.
Mm,
Because this was a moment when Katakuri learned that his way was wrong.
yeah, and he had respect for his enemy.
Yes.
he fell down. He wasn't defeated. He just fell down.
He just saw that Luffy's way was right and his way was wrong. So he
Yeah.
fell on his back. So he fell on his back to how to end his way and
Mm.
get a new way for him.
Yeah.
I think most of my moments with Blackbeard are cool as well. There
Oh,
was one funny thing which I learned. Do you remember the moment when Luffy and Blackbeard first meet?
mm.
Ah, nee, not when Luffy and Blackbeard meet. Meet is, I have the wrong person. From Crocodile. That's a cool moment, I mean.
You mean Bonkley?
No, Sir Crocodile.
Ah.
When Luffy was punching Crocodile and first saw that he was sand, and Luffy said that this was cheating and he couldn't beat Crocodile, and Crocodile said, "Yeah, we are pirates. We are always fighting unfair."
Ah.
800 chapters later, he said the same thing to Katakuri, and Katakuri stabbed himself. That's a cool callback, which I learned recently.
Mm. Mm. Um. I heard a theory where it said Katakuri is going to join the Straw Hats
I did it as well. That's
in the final
copium
war. In the
theory.
final war.
Yes, to save. Not in the final war, but in the war against Blackbeard, I heard. To save. What was her name? Pudding. Sister.
Yeah. Yeah.
Captured by Blackbeard.
But I don't think he will get involved in the final war. I
Maybe.
don't even know if there's going to happen a final war.
I hope there is not. Because most of the final wars in Shonen suck balls. Naruto is a good example. I mean, you don't have watched the show, but you should have heard about the final war in Naruto that it sucked.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard it a lot.
I have another theory, or maybe kind of a hot take as well.
Okay, let me hear it.
I don't think Luffy is becoming the next Pirate King. I think he is becoming a Pirate King, but not the next.
Aw. Who else then?
Buggy the Legend Clown.
That's a really big hot take.
I mean, Buggy was always kind of mirroring Luffy's position. When Luffy was one of the worst generation, Buggy was Warlord. Now both are Yonkos. It would be really funny if Oda would continue the Buggy gag where Buggy rises through the ranks and Buggy becomes Pirate King.
Yeah, but
This would be so funny.
it's not possible, I think, because of the Crossgate.
I mean, he's a Yonko, so.
Yeah, just because he gets used by
But
Crocodile and Mihawk.
he has Mihawk behind him, and Mihawk is one of the top fighters, so he definitely has the fighting power.
Mm. But to be honest, I think Shanks is going for the One Piece, and
If he
he
said that.
will get there, and he will protect the One Piece from Blackbeard.
I have the
It's
theory
my,
as well that Shanks is kind of the guardian of the One Piece.
I think so too. And when Luffy arrives after Elbaf, I think then he wants the Straw Hat back.
Yes. Then, what do you think will happen in Elbaf if you mention it? And what are
Mm,
possible arcs after Elbaf?
I hear that Elbaf is going to be a training arc for the final war.
I think the
That
same.
it could be possible that it's a training arc that Usopp gets the power up because he needs one. He's weak.
Elbaf needs to be Usopp's arc.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen. To be honest.
Plus, we saw that Gear 5 wasn't enough against the
Yeah,
Gorosei.
yeah.
So there needs to be something more.
I think the Giants will train the Straw Hats. After that, they will go to God Valley, where they meet Blackbeard again.
That's a possibility. I think we will go to God Valley at some point.
I
But
think it will be directly after Elbaf.
yes. But I don't think that Shanks will be on Elbaf right now. I think they come to
Yeah,
Elbaf
he
and
sailed.
Shanks will move somewhere.
Yeah, he sailed away.
Yes.
We saw it when he fought Kid. After that, he sailed away.
So Luffy and Shanks will not meet on Elbaf.
Yeah, Shanks said even it's too early.
Yes.
So they definitely will meet at the end of One Piece.
Yes. But I think Luffy and Kid will meet on Elbaf again. Because Kid
You
should be
think
there right now.
Kid is still alive?
Yes.
Hmm.
I mean,
I
if you read the manga only, the anime had its liberties. I think Kid should live.
I don't know.
It would be very anticlimactic if he just drowned.
True that. But who should have saved him?
I mean, in his crew are some people who can swim.
Hmm. I don't know. It could be possible. It also could. There's also a possibility that it's not going to happen, that he's still alive.
Who do you think will final enemy be in One Piece? Is it the world government and Emo or Blackbeard? Who's the last one?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. I think Blackbeard is definitely not the last one.
I don't think it either. I think the world government will be the last one.
Do you really think it's the government that's the final boss?
Yes, with Emo. Because Emo is the person who is on top of it.
Mm. I hear the theory that it could be something like repetition of Sebek against Goldie Watcher and Garb. And Garb in this case is Kobe, and
Yes.
Luffy is Goldie Watcher.
It would make sense because Kobe he has such a long build up. He was in how did the manga start? He was in one of the first episodes, so
It was when Luffy got on the ship from Alvida.
yes, but I don't remember if this was in the first episode or if we started with Windmill Village where Luffy got his fruit. I don't remember
Uh,
the order exactly.
I think the first one was when Luffy was
With
in the barrel on
is with
Alvida's ship.
with his ship. So Kobe was basically the second character that we saw.
Yeah,
So he needs to be important at the end.
it could possible that they defeat Blackbeard together, and then Luffy will go to the final island, get the One Piece, and then
Yes,
defeats Emo.
because Blackbeard has some kind of link to Zebek as well.
Yeah,
Because of his ship? Do you know the name of it?
I don't remember.
It's called Saber of Zebek, Blackbeard's ship.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So there's definitely a link between those two.
So
That's why there is the theory that Blackbeard may be using the backstab body with Moria's fruit.
oh yeah, yeah.
Plus, the Moria had tied some of the bodies Moria were using were from Zebek's crew as well, where Big Mom, Kaido, Whitebeard were in. How was
Yeah.
his name? Captain John was one of them, where you could see it in Thriller Bark.
True. Yeah.
And what other way I don't know the name.
So you will definitely see God Valley incident again.
Yes.
But who will join the Straw Hats in the God Valley incident? I think the Straw Hat fleet will join.
In the end, yes. I think the Destroyed Fleet will come when we are fighting the world government.
Yeah, true.
Another question is, are we going to get a Marineford 2.0? That's another popular theory, that somebody gets captured and the Destroyed Fleet, Dragon, Shanks, and so on, everybody is coming, and that's going to be the final war.
But I think it was when the Gorosei were in Ekhet when this theory became popular.
No, it's really old theory. It's really old. Basically, after the Great Strawhead Fleet was formed.
I don't think there will be another Marineford. It's not
Maybe.
gonna happen.
Maybe
No,
not.
I don't think so.
Because I heard a theory as well that the post time skip, the before time skip and the post time skip are mirrored as well, kinda. That there are definitely some similarities. For example, Dressrosa and Alabasta are kinda the same.
Yeah, kinda. But yeah.
They have the same premise. They are fighting a warlord of the sea and needs to save a princess.
Yep, yeah, definitely. But yeah, I don't know.
But I think we've talked now enough about One Piece. Or do you have anything in the end to say?
Yeah, you should definitely read One Piece if you haven't. Maybe watch. There's a site called One Pace or something. Do
I
you
know
know this
what you
one?
mean, yes.
One Pace, and watch there if you don't want to watch filler and
Or you
stuff.
could watch the movies. There are, how are the movies called? There are episodes for specific characters. We have, for example, episode of Nami, and there is the Arlong arc in 90 or 120 minutes in movie form.
Yeah, so everyone should have seen at least one episode from One Piece.
It's still the best-selling manga for a reason.
Yeah,
Plus, it's one of the most unique manga because of its length, its size, its world building.
true.
There
Yeah.
isn't a manga like One Piece, even though it has some flaws, but it's still a unique experience.
Every anime slash manga has its flaws. You
Yes.
can't tell me every one anime or manga is perfect. You can't say that.
There are some that are close, but close isn't perfect.
True that.
Close but no cigar. Then
So,
should we go on to our recommendations and
yeah.
reading progress?
Yes, let's go.
I want to start with my recommendation. It's quite thematic to the episode. Read the One Piece Ace story. It's the adaptation from the Ace Night novel by Boichi, one of the best manga artists. Plus, it's only 2 volumes. It has insane art. You get to learn more about Ace. You see Giga Chat Whitebeard with Boichi's art. Would recommend it.
So, know your update on what you've read, or
Today I've read the first volume of Windbreaker.
oh, okay.
I quite enjoyed it. It's basically a standard shonen anime in the delinquent genre, so without your typical fantasy elements. So you have your whole shonen tropes, your typical shonen MC who's put in a brawling situation without any superpowers. I mean,
Sounds interesting.
it's a I read only 1 volume. I like the volume. I started reading the volume because of reasons. Because of there's a certain shop owner. She looks good. So I
Ah,
bought
yeah,
it at the manga store. I will definitely buy some more.
that's good.
It could be something for you as well because you like Tokyo Revengers.
Yeah,
It had it,
I've
it
heard
has an
about it.
anime
I will,
recently.
I will watch the anime someday when I have time,
It
and
was from last season, right?
I know, but it wasn't on my watch. I don't know.
Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah. So my recommendation for today is Oshinoko. You should watch Oshinoko.
All
Even
right.
when there's a bad bloodline, then you shouldn't watch it anymore. The first season was awesome. The
First
first episode,
episode.
yeah, first episode was so good, and
Yes.
yeah, the second season so far is good, but it will get better when the screenplay gets shown.
Yes, it will be huge highlight in the end. Because I only read the manga and Oshinoko is a lot about, for example, idol world with singing, screenplay, with theater,
Hmm. Yeah,
with acting. Those things can be really good in the anime and enhance the story even further.
true
That,
that.
that's why reading the Oshinoko is good. Watching the anime is probably better.
Yeah. So for the update, um, I have read One Piece today. I've read um Chainsaw Man. No, Chainsaw Man isn't there right now. Jujutsu Kaisen, and I want to talk about Jujutsu Kaisen right now, and because
Spoilers because of that.
yeah, it's getting annoying. It's getting really annoying right now. They are inside Yuji's domain, and they are just talking. Bro, what the fuck? Where is the fight? They are just talking.
We talk no jutsu. The classic.
Yeah.
I heard about it as well.
So that's definitely not my recommendation right now. Jujutsu Kaisen. Okay, I think that's enough for today's episode.
Yes, I hope you like our first episode, which is only about one show. I think we are going
Yeah,
to make more of those.
in the future.
Definitely about Chainsaw Man.
Yeah. But will have to read the manga then, because we are to date with Chainsaw Man.
Yes. So there will be spoilers as well for the anime onlys.
But we will say when we spoil something.
We will make a big disclaimer at the beginning of the episode.
Yep.
I hope you
Okay.
like it. Like and subscribe. And stay tuned for our next episodes. And have a nice
See you
day.
then. Bye bye,
Bye.
guys.